Good everyone, and welcome to these two videos. Today we have another double whammy of Spade impressions, and today we're starting out with the B-17E. Now I can already hear you German pilots laughing at the screen saying, you probably had a shit time of it, you probably had a shit time of it, you had no fun flying this thing. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I did have a lot of fun flying this thing. Um, Let me tell you, the B-17E has been quite a relaxing Spade, I will admit. The problem is with most B-17 pilots is they just go screaming in and they don't think. They just think, oh, I'm the B-17E. This thing was famed for taking damage. I'll just fly on and die like a retard. That's not how you fly it. You have to side climb. And let me tell you, this way of flying it took a lot longer to spade it, but even so, it was a lot more relaxing. I could just cruise at 21,000 feet and barely anyone would come up there. Only Dome 335s would come up there. And, well, there was one instance where a retard in a TAR 152H chased me 12 miles. Bear in mind his entire team was dead just to come and get me. I hadn't even dropped me bombs yet, and I had the... What bomb load was I on at that time? I had the 12 500-pound bombs. I'll go over the bomb load shortly. But he chased me nearly 13 miles just to try and get me. I bailed out to deny him. I was not giving him a kill. No chance. I don't give people like that kills because he's just being a dick to bomber pilots. Most of my deaths were from Jing out. I will admit to that because I'm tired of vultures. If you don't know what a vulture is, it essentially is a person who will fly around in an airfield and wait for you to start either landing or wait till you have landed and then try and strafe you. I see it as cowardice, so I don't give them kills, I simply just bail out. Now, I actually didn't lose many lions Spain in this plane. In fact, I think, if I did my calculations correctly, I gained just over a profit of about 15,000 lions. Obviously, that's including repair costs for the plane itself, ammunition costs for the 50 cals, because I never fired at the front 30 cal ones, and repairs for the plane itself. So, let's go quickly over what we're powered by and the defensive armament. So, we are powered by four R1820 65 9-cylinder radials with 1200 horsepower each. So, in total, that's 28 or 4800 horsepower. Pretty good, but this thing does overheat quite badly, so you do have to keep your throttles at 95 to 90% most of the time when you're above about 17,000 feet. Defensive armament consists of a single 30 cal phase in the front. It used to be 150 and 130, but Gaijin said screw you to the B-17. Your dorsal gunner is twin 50 cal. Your lower gun is twin 50 cal. You get extra 50 cal facing here. Your side guns are 50 cal single, and your tail gun is twin 50 cal. Very good defensive armament, but obviously you're fighting aircraft with cannons, and that are pretty heavily armored themselves, such as 410s, Focke-Wulfs, TARs, BF-109s, such as Gs and Ks, and they'll rip you a new arsehole. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say this thing's a tough beast anymore. It really isn't. It's like flying a four-engined paper airplane now. And I remember the days when the B-17 could soak up someone's entire ammunition load and keep on flying. Sadly, we don't get that anymore, but to be fair though, it was pretty broken. So, bomb loads before, because obviously you know the belts, obviously armor targets universal. Bomb loads, you start out with 8 500-pound bombs. You can go up to 12 if you get this. Yes, it is that one. What a guess. You can get 12 if you get SBC. You can carry two 2,000-pound bombs if you get the LBC modification, and six 1,000-pounders if you carry the NBC, or if you unlock the NBC modification. I personally would go with either the six 1,000s or the 12 500s. These two bomb loads, I mean, this will get you started. This can kill a base in most BRs, but I personally just don't recommend using that. This will kill a base as well, but obviously you've got to drop the whole bomb load itself. So just bear that in mind. So let's jump into the battle and let's see what I got up to. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This was not the world's best Spade I've had of a bomber. The main reason for that was players who just go out their way to kill you, and you'll get that a lot, I will admit. But it's just, it's not just that. As I will mention in the P-38L, which you saw in the hangar, that's another plane I spaded. That was another plane that I spaded, and I had a terrible time in. In a bomber, it's not so bad because you know you're probably going to die anyway, so I'm not too bothered. So in this game mode, or in this game, I am actually pretty much bone stock. I don't have the 50 cals done. I only have the protective vest, which basically does nothing nowadays. And I have the front 30 caliber machine gun set to armored targets, which is my favorite build, the 30 cal for a turret. But don't worry, I'm not going to let you see the whole flight because it's quite a flight to their base and back. So let's go briefly over what I really did. So as you can see, I am climbing here. I'm at a slight climb angle, and I'm maintaining about 179 miles an hour at the moment. This speed will increase as you get the engines done and everything, but otherwise you're not going to be climbing PV-1H levels, let me tell you that much. It climbs okay for a 4-engine heavy bomber, I've got to say that, but even so. So obviously I've just marked the right-hand base, and I'm slowly going to make my way to it. Personally, the best thing to do when it comes to things like this is to just put some music on and just fly the plane. Look around you, look for a nice screenshot opportunity, because I took a screenshot in this battle, which I think I do in a moment. If I remember rightly, it's this battle. But essentially, that's all I did throughout the flights. I just stuck the nose up at about 5 to 10 degrees and just let the plane fly itself with music on. So, I am going to put it on 16 times the speed for the moment because this was a long battle. In fact, no, 8 times will just be enough. Now, the one key factor is you do have to take into account your situational awareness. As you can see, I have a Fokker 190 A8 coming my way, flown by Rasmus G5. I did just get reset by the map border there, so don't worry, it's no glitch. But I do have a Spitfire coming in to help me. It's quite clear this guy was coming in to get me because, well, it's a Fokker 190 player. They always come for bombers. Because most of them are unskilled retards anyway. Now you can obviously hear my throttle movement sometimes. That's the engine overheat. Even with radiator unlocked, it doesn't improve. You will overheat the engines at about this altitude most of the time. I reckon it's because you can't hold this much freedom without giving it 100% throttle. But to be fair though, I think the B-17s are not the best bombers anymore. They are certainly bombers that require pilot skill. And not only that, they are severely overtiered for what they are. They're large, they don't carry the biggest bomb loads for what they are. I mean, 6,000 pounds is perfectly acceptable for a 4-engine heavy bomber, which is about, you know, I'm not even going to guess a kilogram. But, yeah, it's not the best. And there we go, bombs out. We're not going to kill that base, because this is a 5-7 game, I think it is. 5-3 and below, you'll one-shot a base with those 500 Pandas. We're under a bit of flak fire now, but otherwise, we're just being relatively simple and just keep the plane level. And just to point out, I was the only bomber to make it to my target. There's a reason for that, because the rest of the team just went screaming in like a bunch of idiots. One other point I'd like to make about this battle is I had a 300% booster going. So straight away, that 0.7 of a ton base dropped, and 10 AA guns is a brilliant start to the Spade. Now I know I say start to the Spade, I flew this thing in arcade donkeys ago, and I don't remember doing it. But even so. Now we are actually pretty evenly scored on teams at the moment. Obviously, the enemy has a 177 and 4 fighters. We obviously have me and a B-17 and 4 other fighters. However, this 177 is being attacked by just 2 of our fighters. He is going to kill 1, if I remember rightly. He kills the P-38. And, well, the P-38 just tail sits at 177. He kills him, but he dies to it. I really don't get why some people think tailgating a 177 is a smart idea. Now, on Norway, it's actually a lot harder for a B-17 to get to its target. Obviously, you saw me, I was basically touching the map border the whole way. And at one point, I did get reset. So, that's one thing to consider. Most German pilots will have worked out where you can fly. So you gotta be unpredictable. That's really my only suggestion for flying this aircraft. You have to be unpredictable. They'll know you'll climb. So climbing won't always save you. They obviously know where you're gonna go. Obviously to the bases. And obviously they know exactly where most bomber pilots will fly, the heading they'll take, the climb angle they'll take, and most importantly, most of the time they'll see your dot. So, on some maps, I will actually recommend something a bit silly. Go on the deck, get your airfield spawn, maybe get a squad mate to cover you in a fire, and quite simply, just stay on the deck. Stay on the deck on maps like Bulge would be a perfect choice. In case you don't know what I'm doing here, I am actually trying to go gunship mode in the B-17. Because at this point we'd had 2 fighters, one of which has just died by taking a 109 to the grave with him. However, unbeknownst to me, there was a door on my arse. I didn't actually know he was here. It's a D-13. I believe I spot him right about now. I'm just going to pause it here. Now, normally, the worst place to attack a bomber is from the rear. And, well, the B-17 may be an old bird, but she can certainly bite. Let's just say that. So this door of pilots getting really overconfident. He's only just hitting us now, but a pilot snipe him. However, a common problem with the B-17 I had while spading it is the exact same problem we're having right now. My elevators are gone. Took the bastard with us, but my elevators are gone. Yeah, you're gonna get that a lot. Also, the tail gunner has kicked the bucket as well, so he's out of commission. So now it is down to our single Spitfire, Mark 9, to kill a single 109. Obviously, I am going to leave it here, but I essentially had to fly like this for almost 5 minutes, and it actually really isn't that hard, I will admit. You just got to make sure you don't go up into a stall climb. That's really the only thing you have to do. Just keep the wings level, use the rudder, fight the controls, she will respond to you even without elevator control. I mean, we do have technically elevator cables, but there's nothing they're connected to, so yeah. I put in chat though, bit of a problem with Spitfire, mate. Elevators are gone. Obviously, the tail section isn't exactly in the best of moods, so I don't really want to get intercepted. But I'm going to leave it there. So what did I think of the B-17? Well, the E model, obviously, not the E late, which I don't even think changes much. I think it adds the 50 calendar nose I was on about. But let's be real. This is going to be a tough Spade for some pilots. If you fly it how I did, you are going to have better chances. And I'm just going to quickly show my stats in the aircraft for those that are interested. Where are you, B-17E? So we got 6 air kills, 11 deaths. Like I said, most were bailing out to deny vultures. 19 ground targets, obviously 10 we got in this game. And we got in total, I think it was about 4 or 5 base kills, and we nearly destroyed an airfield. So, whilst American bombers are not the best anymore, they can still work. It's just you really, really have to work for it. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to Spain any later American bombers for a bit. What's going to be our decrease? Because I think the B-17E could comfortably go down to 4.7 in my opinion. That is just how it is. I mean, the cannon buff basically makes this plane fragile. As we saw, the bloody elevators came off in one burst. It's just, that is literally the only way I could see it. The way I think is the B-17E should be 4.7. The B-17E late should be 5.0. The PB4Y privateer should be 5.3. So should the B-24 since it's basically based off that. And the B-29, that's a bit of a questionable one. I think it could possibly go down to 6.0, personally. But even then, I don't think I'll be spading that anytime soon, because that repair cost just terrifies my line account. That's all my lines balance, let's just say that. But yep, obviously we do have a double whammy. We do have the P38L coming up, so those of you who are not interested in the B-17, that's fine. The P38L will surely suffice. Anyway, I will see you all on the next one.